Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
CGRF, thank God it's Friday, and it is my best day of the week. Welcome on board to the last edition of Morning Spring for this week, right here on Western Spring Television, where we say it as it is. Morning Spring is where we talk about critical and crucial issues affecting us as a people, as a nation, speaking to policymakers, politicians, major stakeholders to help us have a better understanding, a broader perspective and view of the situation. Here we look at all of that and many more. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, welcoming you especially to the weekend. And of course, Femi is here.
Yes, I am here. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. Good morning, Evelyn as well. And this is Morning Spring here, Monday through Friday. Thank you for being with us all week. On the program, we'll look at the papers and then everything that she has just mentioned as well. Many things are happening in the last 24 hours, 48 hours. The signing into law of the reenactment and the repeal of student loan bill, which is now a law. From a bill to an act, then a law. What it brings and everything that came with it, and we hope it will be run well. But then time is really of essence of the program. That's why we take this break, and when we'll come back, we'll go through straight to what the papers are saying. The papers are in right now, and you don't want to miss any part of it. We'll be back.
Born Jeremiah Oyeni Obafemi on March 6, 1909, Obafemi Awolowo was a prime architect of Nigeria's independence and most consummate advocate of free education and social welfare in Africa's most populous nation. Erudite politician, thinker and philosopher, Awo was fondly addressed by associates and political colleagues, brought his unique attributes to bear on governance in the defunct Western region. He administered as leader of government business and the premier between 1955 and 1958. Obafemi Awolowo's premiership witnessed pioneering in multi-sectoral policy.
All right, I will start the headline segment here with the Guardian newspaper. It has legacy of international tourneys. The Guardian has that. How hosting mega events failed to catalyze infrastructural development. And yes, it's about the Guardian. Slain soldiers, arms, ammunition in Okwama still missing, military says. 41 killed, 222 kidnapped, 88 million ransom paid in Kaduna. Niger group laments, still with the Guardian newspaper. Naira firms at CBN auctioned 652 billion naira OMO bills at 21%. An electricity tariff hike in crosshairs as opposition intensifies. And of course, the major headline here that I read earlier, how hosting mega events fail to catalyze infrastructure development, has big event centers, open fields, national stadium, and critical infrastructure. After they have been used, they are just left there. We don't manage them very well till the next big event. And it's a bad cycle, and it's a systemic thing, by the way. But moving on, EFCC to arraign Bobrisky for 180.7 million naira money laundering. That Idris Okuneye there with some people who prides himself as the mummy of Lagos, having, not a good time with the EFCC. Tinubu tasked ECOWAS Parliament on unity, backs direct election, and please ignore court order on remand of Lagos businessman. Navy arrests 14 oil thieves, seizes over 210 of crude oil. Pardon me with that, SI unit there. And Mo Abudu joins International Emmys Board, vows to champion African stories. I think this is a very good one, at least to have somebody on the inside when decisions are being taken, when nominations are being taken to champion that. Aladeji is there. Aladeji Alabi, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Good morning.
Right.
Good morning. This
one, legacy of international tourneys, that's tournament. How hosting mega events fail to catalyze infrastructural development. Ladeji, remember we've hosted many competitions in the country, especially sporting competitions, festivals, that monies are budgeted for this purpose. Infrastructure are put together, big stadiums, blocks of buildings to host, participants. And after the tournament is over, just go there 1 year or 2 years after, the place will be a shadow of itself. That's what the Guardian is talking about here. Instead of this mega event catalyzing infrastructural development, the reverse is the case.
Well, our problem
and
is
it's across board.
Yeah, the problem in Nigeria is not the starting, but the finishing. We've, like you mentioned, we've hosted a couple of tourneys that have led us into building new infrastructures, stadiums and other things. But immediately the tournament is over, we get to see those buildings become so bad that they become shadows of themselves, and it speaks to our maintenance culture as a nation, and it speaks to how well are we managing these sectors to make sure that we generate more money from them. As a matter of fact, if you ask a lot of people, they will tell you what they know majorly as a means of economy for the United Kingdom is football. In Brazil, football is a major thing that brings money into the... As a matter of fact, in many of these developed nations, as a matter of fact, even now in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, they are now attracting international footballers to that region, and that is because they have infrastructures to actually make them. You don't expect a Cristiano Ronaldo to come and play on the pitch of even our national stadium in Abuja or talk of the one in Uyo. It is because we lack serious maintenance culture. I remember the stadium in Ilorin, I can't remember, Ilorin Township Stadium now. During the tenure of the former governor now, Dr. Bukola Saraki, it was renovated and given to a company to manage. If you go there, you love the the turf, you love the track because it was a synthetic track, that international standard. But if you go there now, all those things are no longer there because we are not maintaining these things, and the only way we can maintain them is to put them into good use and make sure there are people that maintain them. The same thing happens to our road. A government, construct a road and they go back to sleep, go and be managing the road. No, it is not that way. Roads get worn out. It happens everywhere in the world. These things are not things that will be there for eternity. So you need also to have a maintenance team that goes about checking, okay, there is a pothole here, let us quickly fix it up so that it won't, become a bigger problem. And I think that's just majorly what our problem is.
Well said. That's what the Guardian has for us.
And from the Guardian, we move over at this time to the Vanguard newspaper. Says tariff hike, NERC disagrees with discos over coverage areas. As FG earns 137 billion naira from hike, NERC pegs forex at 1,463.3 naira to the dollar, despite naira gains. New tariff not likely to affect manufacturers. This is coming from MAN, and it's backdoor to general tariff hike, says consumers. And Fubara plotting to obtain court orders to declare assembly illegal. This is according to Rivers APC. And partying allegation, Senate, not I, suspended Ningi. Akpabio replies Falana. An impeachment, Shoaibu absent as panel fixes today for final adjournment. And still on the Vanguard newspaper, insecurity, 537 murder cases in 8 weeks, worrisome. And IGP Egbetokun is speaking. Okay, moving on. UK increases minimum wage of immigrants by 48%. I'd like to take that again so it sinks in. UK increases minimum wage of immigrants by 48%. And in the world of sports, Super Falcons ready to break Olympics jinx using South Africa. This coming from Ajibade, top corner of the front page of the Vanguard. Interest rates, PFA's hike investment in corporate bonds by 38% to 2.3 trillion naira. And CBN Governor Cardoso headlines Vanguard Economic Summit amidst Naira recovery. Army, and this is on the Okwama killings, Army recovers stolen weapons. And Tinubu to Nigeria, we will bring inflation down. Yeah. These are all stories on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Ladeji, I'd quickly like to take your reaction to what's happening in Rivers State. I mean, we had an elaborate discussion on that yesterday on the show, but as a person, what do you think is happening in Rivers State? Do you think Governor Fubara shot himself in the leg by agreeing to the peace pact, the presidential peace pact earlier on?
Initially, the peace pact by the president was an aberration. Nigeria is not just a regular place where a president lord over, the states. You were voted the same way the governors were voted.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that in America, that the governor of state of Texas will go to the White House and, it is Joe Biden that will tell him this is what you do in your state.
Yeah.
This, as a matter of fact, the states in America looks more powerful because even in voting, they are the ones that pile up the vote and bring to the national. So that's why you see every president in America go to those states, every of the 54 states in America, to make sure that, see, guys, vote for me. But in Nigeria, is when you see when governor goes to Lagos to go and pay homage to the president because he traveled from Abuja to go and celebrate Salah in his home, and you see governors going to Abuja to eat.
But during election period, they also go around to converse for vote from the different states.
That's not even the point I'm coming to now. I'm saying our system here is so peculiar that, and it's basically because I've always said it, a lot of these governors are lazy. They can't think for themselves to generate money. All they know about is FAC. And if you are not so in friendship with the national, your FAC has problem, you are not getting money. So in the first instance...
But FAC is even statutory. You don't have to agree with the national.
Femi, we've seen in Nigeria that the FAC of a particular state, even though it was hung over the fact that the state was spending local government money. But how many states today are not spending local government money? I can tell you for free that Nigeria is so a peculiar place where if you have issues with the national, they have a reason to stop your allocation. Now, but that aside, now, so agreeing with that in the first instance was an aberration. It is not known to the law. It doesn't have any power to lord over you. But moving forward now, so like he mentioned, you accepted it in good faith just for peace to reign, for peace to reign, for peace to reign.
And out of respect for Mr. President.
I don't know where they, maybe he gave the office of the president a particular respect, which, maybe to some people he has done well. But now, I think somebody needs to caution Wike. I've said it on this show that Wike is a politician that I can't ask to mentor me. He's not a straightforward person. Wike can tell you this in the morning, in the afternoon again tell you another thing, in the night. And he will be so confident saying these things as if this same Wike went somewhere. I'm coming.
Isn't that reminiscent of an average Nigerian politician?
No. See, as a matter of fact, it is better you keep silent.
Yeah.
The same Wike that is saying he cannot accept somebody to... He went to Lagos sometimes and told the governor, Ambody, see, I don't like godfatherism. Now you have a governor that people have elected. Wike was in Rivers State a week or 2 weeks ago saying, you are a former governor for crying out, and they have given you, as a matter of fact, they've given you almost like another governorship role. You are lording over FCT. And if you see the way he goes around almost like
The governor.
the governor. So what is your problem? Allow this guy run the state. You cannot hold him. See, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. You can't give someone the power to run a state and you still want to lord over him from Abuja, even if he is the most gentle person from anywhere in the world. He want to fight back. So what I'm saying in essence is somebody needs to call Wike to caution. He needs to hand off, the issue of River State governance crisis, because I see him as a major. Apparently, Fubara want to fight back. That's the reality.
And he has said that
he has said now it's going to be fire for fire. And what I'm saying majorly is, why Wike also, the president want Wike to also have a hand in River State? It's because River State is one of the states that determines who becomes the president in Nigeria. That's just the reality. It's happened. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria that an opposition will go and win in River State. But Wike did it for Tinubu. Okay. So 2027 is around the corner.
You're saying that Wike did it for him.
They did it for him.
People voted.
No.
I mean, that's what it is.
A lot of people that he used have come. You have the videos circulating. They said Labour Party won in our state. We know how we did it. You saw their videos. It's not my words. All right.
Thank you so much, Ladeji. And also talking about anomalies, I watched the video of the speaker, Martin Amawule, where he says that them withdrawing their impeachment proceedings against the governor was out of respect for Mr. President, and now they want to bring it back. So is it out of respect for Mr. President, or you're supposed to respect the people?
Evelyn, we now return back to, in a couple of days, you see bulldozer again in the House of Assembly. Which, no, of course, that is what he would do. All right.
Fingers
you
crossed.
Want to impeach me as a sitting governor? I will start the renovation all over again.
Okay, thank you so much, Ladeji, for those submissions.
Quickly, just a hang of what the Daily Trust has for us. Bandits, as a sad one. Bandits killed 7, abduct 13 family members in Kaduna and the FCT. Rider says release 51 hostages after 3 weeks in captivity. Military unveils identities of killed terrorist commanders. They must be proactive to end challenges. Export and breakdown of identified terrorist kingpins killed by the military from January to March 2024. The detail is there. Time won't permit us to look into that. U.S. Muslim leaders reject iftar dinner with Biden as anger over Gaza persists. 2024 Hajj, Nahcon Airlines sign agreement for a lift. Northern elders charge Tinubu over electricity tariff hike, and Kano files 8-count charge against Ganduje, wife, and others. All right, interesting days ahead. And Bua donates $250 million building to Katsina Varsity. Barrow emerges acting speaker of ECOWAS Parliament. And police escort dies on board Kaduna Abuja train. That is what the Daily Trust has for us, and that's what time will permit us to bring today, because today is a very loaded one. To talk about issues that are very important, by the way. Thank you, Ladeji.
Always a pleasure to be here.
For your time, by the way. I hope Wike listens to what you say, and you might just get a letter from him to say, come on, tell me what you think I should be doing rightly. Especially,
no, he's a matured man. He's an aged person. He doesn't need someone like me to advise him.
And the thing Ladeji actually speaks like he knows Wike one-on-one, like they have a relationship.
It's not about, I'm coming. It is not about relationship with him. But you've seen, it's only a baby in Nigerian police that will tell you he doesn't know Wike. Okay. You know Wike.
Right.
You know him very well. He said he would never take a ministerial role. He said, Femi, on the final note, he said he would never take a ministerial position, that he wanted to become a president or whatever. Okay. He said he would not even become a vice to Atiku. But who is the minister now?
All right. You have for yourself a very lovely day. We'll pause right here. When we'll come back, we speak to issues, cyber stalking, cyber bullying. Where do you draw the line? Yes, right, to expression, to opinion. But is it absolute? Absolute, rather. We speak to many of these issues. That's when we'll come back. It's the Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Please stay with us. you're welcome back. And the conversation, as I said, today will be essentially about what has been happening, especially on the social media space. Now, we have the scourge, I call it a scourge, really, or a menace, just for me to be modest about it, of hate speech, fake news, cyber stalking, cyberbullying. These where some persons mischievously come on their social media space to write something about people, albeit false, you know, most of the times, or they come out to malign others, or to come and post something malicious, you know, even with a malicious intention, by the way, or some of them, they just come out to put something together to appear woke, this thing called being woke, or the fact that I have an expression and I can say whatever I want. How it affects others, I don't care. And that's what we're looking at. And this is the reason why the government at the time, in fact, there have been that talk recently, that the social media space should be regulated. You know, many persons frowned at it. You know what happened during the ban of X, formerly known as Twitter, during the heydays of former President Muhammadu Buhari. It was later restored, by the way. But that's a different kettle of fish. But many persons have been saying, no right is really absolute. I don't know much about that, but, you know, very soon we'll have a legal practitioner that will join us to say, all right, yes, we have the right to expression, right to movement, right to association, right to free choice of religion and the rest of it.
Right to speech.
To speech. But is anybody's right really absolute? Am I permitted to come to the social media space and express my opinion because it's what I feel, even though whatever I'm dishing out might be affecting somebody or might not be true? These are the things. We look at the legal aspect of it and then other dynamics of this particular thing later. And it is coming on a particular template in which we will tell you. We are being joined right now virtually by Barrister Ayodele Ohiolei. He is, of course, a legal practitioner. He will be shedding more light into this matter for us. Barrister, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
All right. For the benefit of, thank you, sir. For the benefit of the people watching us, we'd like to have this short clip, and it is coming on what has been in the social media space when some social media users come out to, to say some things about a particular family. You know, gospel singer Mercy Chinwo and her husband, Pastor Blessed, they had a baby. They didn't, reveal the face of the baby. Later, they revealed the face of the baby, and everybody was happy, with them. You have the image on your screen. All of a sudden, somebody came out to say that baby is looking like another gospel singer who is not the father. That's Pastor Nathaniel Bassey, a renowned gospel singer. And some other social media users picked it up, reposted it, said so many things, and even called for a DNA of that particular baby to be done because they are not sure that it's Pastor Blessed that owns that baby. Just hang in there while we play this video.
Chinwo husband, go and do DNA on that your son before it becomes too late. Mercy Chinwo husband, you guys should pass this message across to him. Go and do that your son DNA before it becomes late. I don't want to hear judgment or justice for this person or this person that you have been fathering somebody's child. Go and do DNA test. I don't know what Nathaniel Bassey's face is doing on your son's face. That your son will resemble you. He will not resemble Mercy Chinwo. What it concerns that your son with Nathaniel Bassey? You guys will see the pictures of this guy on this video. Or go and search for the picture. You see that this boy does not even resemble Mercy Chinwo's husband. If you don't do DNA now, you will end up training another man's child. Mark this word. I'm passing this message across to Mercy Chinwo, the gospel artist. I'm passing this message to her husband and him and herself. I want you guys to share this video so Mercy Chinwo's husband will see this video. Now there's
My name is Peter Abraham from Fortress Link law partners, and with me is Barrister Uche Matthew, also from Fortress Link Law Partners, and Barrister Anthony Abia with us. We went to the authorities to submit a petition on behalf of our client, Pastor Nathaniel Bassi. The petition is against one Mr. Okoronko Ejike, Mr. Kingsley Ibe, and two others.
Let's also educate our people. You cannot catch cruise with someone's hard-earned reputation. In fact, the law does not understand what is a cruise, in the sense that you are criminally defaming someone, and you cannot hide behind a camera to say what you were doing was a cruise. Because if it was a cruise, you would have clearly made it, a cruise. But in this instance, they were very
All right, that is, the case study in which you are looking into. That's not the only thing. People do so many, awkwardly interesting things online. Barrister Ayodele, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, very quickly, let me start from here. You know this particular case in question, but I'll start from here. We all have rights, but how absolute is anybody's right under our Constitution? Do we have the right to do or say anything in as much as our opinion?
Okay. Now, they were saying that where there is no law, there is no sin. Now, those rights are not, most of those rights are not absolute. Take, for instance, your right to life. When the court sentenced you, the court has the right to take that life. When the court sentenced you to death, the court has the right to take the life. Here you have, taken the life of another man. So you can't come crying and say, oh, I have the right to life. No. You have breached that right. So the law needs to take its course. If you go to another right, freedom of speech, you can't say because I have freedom of speech, I can just, talk anyhow. I can, our Gen Z say cruise, hate speech and the likes. That's why we have the Cybercrime Act. You can't come and say, oh, I can talk anything. Or for instance, let's say you have freedom of movement. And just as we have the Twitter community, you also have your community. And your community says, oh, you can only come through this gate by, say, 10 from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. You can't come through this gate. You can't stand at the front of your gate and shout, oh, I have freedom of movement, I have freedom of movement. It doesn't work that way. Those rights are not absolute. When you break them, the law eats you. That's the way it is.
All right, so Mr. Ayodele, would you consider what transpired, these all Nathaniel Bassi, Mercy Chinwo, and her husband, Pastor Blessed, they released the face of their baby son, and we had trolls coming for that child, saying the child looks like Pastor Nathaniel Bassi. And the video we played earlier on is one of a man who categorically stated that that child belongs to Nathaniel Bassi and advised Pastor Blessed to go for a DNA test. Would you see this as cruise or cyberbullying?
No, that's not cruise. That is so clear cyberbullying. He did not just stop at saying, he insinuated that that child does not belong to Pastor Blessed. He categorically said it from the statement. So glaring and clear. And as a matter of fact, if you've seen others, I don't know if this is really the originator of the one I saw on social media, categorically stated that there was an affair between Mercy Chinwo and Pastor Nathaniel Bassi. Going too far, that is too far. I think Nigerians need to draw the line between catching cruise and cyberbullying or cyber stalking, as the act puts it. The act calls it cyber stalking. You're stalking the person. So they really need to draw that line, because you cannot come up to the community, as it were, and say such things and just, I say these things that people say, oh, the law is dead or the law is sleeping. Yes, it might actually be sleeping. It's because there's not be someone to wake it up. If you actually see someone to wake it up, you will know all these laws are working. You know, some person might just feel, oh, I don't want to wake this law up. Let me just leave this person because of their religious belief or because of so many other things. So he has clearly that law.
Okay, so as a legal practitioner, I'd like you to tell us, you know, the forms of cyberbullying, because some people may not know what cyberbullying is. You know, they know bullying, normal bullying. They feel bullying is when you come to someone, you intimidate the person, you harass the person. You know, bullying, especially the word bullying, we knew it when we were young, you know, in schools, when you say senior bullied me and all of that. But a lot of people really do not know that cyberbullying is a crime in Nigeria. So I'd like for you to tell us what is cyberbullying and the forms of cyberbullying there is, so that our viewers can be more informed.
Okay, thank you. Now, the acts that regulates, let me use the word, I want us to use the word cyber stalking. You know, let us use the word as it is in the act. It is the cyber. Hello, can you hear me?
Please
yes,
go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, it is the Cyber Crimes Act of 2015. Categorically states what cyber stalking is. You know, it is so deep. That is one thing Nigerians don't do. And I think we really need to, you know, make them aware of this law. It is so deep. So no matter how, even if you post pornographic pictures, it is cyber stalking. I can't remember that case now. I think it was in Ayodele where the lover, you know, decided to say, oh, if you're not going to give me so amount, I'm going to post your pictures. You're not replying. And he was arrested, he was charged to court, he was sentenced. That is cyber stalking, that is cyberbullying. It has to do with pornography, it has to do with harassment, it has to do with, you know, when you go through the Act, sections 23, section 24, offensive words, you know.
Offensive words.
Yes, it's there in the Act. You can check it. Where you say grossly offensive things, you know, messages that are false. You know, I think during the last election, there was a blogger that came up and said the then Minister of Works, Raji Fashola, was writing judgments, if I'm not mistaken, for the justices. You understand? It was false, and he was arrested and sentenced. So you cannot come up and say things that are false, or you cannot come up and say things intentionally to cause harm, to bully someone, to threaten, harass, you know, threat. So many things that involves the Cyber Crimes Act. It's so deep and so wide that Nigerians need to know about.
Okay, I think Nigerians should go and get familiar with the Cyber Crimes Act at this time. But then before Femi comes in, you mentioned the fact that insults, you know, harassing someone online, saying something that is false. But we actually had a lot of that in the last election, even from the big guys. You know, some people saying hurtful things to other people, some people saying hurtful things to other tribes. In fact, the last election, we had the biggest division when it comes to tribe and religion. And nothing was done about it. I'd like to ask this. It will take, is it that it's going to take the one who was bullied to go to court and say, he bullied me, before the matter can be taken up? Or...
I said it in my introductory statement. I said, if a law is lying down there, it takes someone to wake it up. You know, you can't. This kind of law cannot be compared to, maybe permit me to digress into the case of Bobrisky, who was picked up by EFCC. That is against the government. It has to do with the naira. No one needs to wake it up. The law will wake itself up.
Okay.
Once the law enforcement agency sees anything against the government, it will wake itself up. But when it comes to cases like this, someone needs to wake that law up and say, oh, this law, I need it to work now. That's the way it works. If you don't say anything, nothing will happen. The law will just lie down further there, and the person will keep saying what he's saying.
All right. Now, the critical persons involved in this matter, especially that appears like they are the victim, Mercy Chinwo, you know, in Nigerian gospel singer, her husband, who is a clergyman, Pastor Blessed Uso Chika, Nathaniel Bassi, three of them differently have sued these individuals who defamed them. And according to, you know, documents that has been made public now, the social media users are Okoronkwo Ejike, Kingsley Ibe, DJ Sport Killed, Terence Eckert, and Samuel Agozie. Now, a couple of them have come out, you know, somebody made a video. One of them made a Facebook post. One of them, I think DJ Sport Killed, reposted that particular thing. And, you know, another one, the video that we watched earlier, he even did more like a rejoinder to say he had that some persons are coming for him. He was just saying the truth. He was so categorical about it. You know, a couple of them have come out to tender the apology to say, oh, okay, I take it back. I'm sorry what I've said it maliciously. Please forgive me. You know, one of them was even going lyrical on the, you know, in his purported apology. Now, they have been sued. Nathaniel Bassi sued them. Mercy Chinwo and her husband sued them differently. But then many persons have come out to say, but they have apologized, you know, and it was just cruise. Barrister, tell me here, at what point does a cruise become an offense? Which line? Is there a line that must, please hold on, sir. Is there a line that must never be crossed? How far is too far?
Okay. Okay, now, it becomes a crime when it is a crime. So you need to understand that crime. Now, if you had come out to say, oh, this baby looks like that and ended up like that, it would have been fine. You understand? But it did not just stop there. I saw this DJ's post on X. I saw the way he posted it. I don't know. You know, Nigerians, I'm sorry to say, we, in quotes, believe we know the law, but most times we don't. You know, you saw a post, you copied it verbatim on your own wall. You already agreed to the originator's point of view. You already say, oh, I am joining myself to what this person is saying, and I believe it to be true. You're already an accomplice. So now, where do we draw the line? You need to draw the line when it starts becoming cyber stalking. If you just come up and say, oh, this baby looks like Nathaniel Bassi, no one will raise an eyebrow. You just made a statement. You have not done anything. But when you now start saying, oh, like Nathaniel Bassi, it seems there's an away match, you need to do a DNA, blah, 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 you are already crossing the line. You're already telling us you know what we don't know. You're already telling us you saw what we did not see. You're already telling us you saw what we did not see. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Barrister Ohiolei, we can hear background. I think we can hear ourselves in the background. If you're using another device, it will be advisable you switch it off so we can concentrate on one.
How about now?
Okay, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, now. So, can you hear me now, clearly?
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
manage. Just go ahead.
Oh, okay. Now, so I said you already know what we don't know, and you already saw what we did not see. So you need to tell us what you know that we don't know, and you need to tell us what you saw that we did not see. If you claim that there was an away match, if you claim that a DNA test needs to be done, you need to let us know. As a matter of fact, I don't know why they are scared. They don't need to be scared. Yeah. You just, once you get to the station, let them know, oh, this is why I said this. I have this proof against them. It's as simple as that.
All right.
They don't need to be scared.
Yeah, Barrister Ayodele, tell me, especially this program this morning is essentially to enlighten our people to know what to do and what not to do, what to join and what not to join, all in the name of cruise, so that you don't find yourself in problem, and at least for you to be a decent person, that is not everything going on that you have to be involved just because you want to catch cruise, so to say, or because you can talk. Now, let me paint a scenario. The way somebody has posted that thing, that, you know, unfortunate thing about this particular family, or any other issue that looks like is defaming, just like this case, if I am a social media user and I repost or I retweet such thing, am I liable?
Okay. Now, let us see what the, I want us to quote that law very quickly,
please,
copiously.
Please.
Now, the law says 24 now, section 24. It says, any person who knowingly or intentionally sends a message or other matter by means of computer systems or network that is grossly offensive, pornographic, indecent. I want to move to B now, where we are going to. It knows to be false. Now, check where we are coming from. Knowingly or intentionally sent a message. The law did not say originator. We don't want to know if you sent a message. You start now. There was an issue that happened like way back 2 years ago, where a particular I think answer was flying around in your state, and police started digging, and you won't believe it. Some persons were arrested from WhatsApp groups for this crime. How did you get this answer? We've not even done the exam. How is the answer out? So you need to start telling us where you got it from. And like that, diggings were being done till they got to the end. So one way or the other, it's going to connect you. The web is going to catch you one way or the other. So my advice is for Nigerians is, we are too quick to forward, and don't just be too quick to forward and share. Look at what you are forwarding. Look at what you're sharing. What does it say? What is it all about? Don't be, I want to trend. It's not all about trending. You can trend in prison if you're not careful.
So jumping on a cruise, just retweeting a statement or a video where you do not even know the originator, but because it's online and you decided to, retweet just for some likes or for some views, you are also liable. You are culpable.
Yes, you are. You are. Because if I start tracing, what if I got it from you?
All right, Barrister.
What if I got it from you?
Yeah, we have to wind down now, just a couple of minutes. And I have two quick questions. Number one is this. If somebody has done this same thing to me, wrote something malicious, and I know in my heart that is not true, and that person didn't even seek clarification at all, what should I do?
Simple. Get the law on it.
Should I?
Most times people don't want to go through. Most times people don't want to. Let me just three things. That make people. Number one is our religious belief. People think, oh, let's just leave him or her. That's one. Two, some people just don't like straight. They don't want to be talk of the town. You understand? I don't want people to just know about anything. Let me just stay cool and stay calm. Number three, some people just, they don't want to go through that rigorous of, getting to get a lawyer, petition the IGP or the Commissioner of Police, as the case is, and people don't like it.
All right.
So if you have anything like that, then make the law take its course.
All right. And then let me just ask you so that you answer together. What is the penalty for this, for somebody that is involved in this, so that people will know it's not just about, I don't do it again, or I'll be going home. No. What's the penalty? Then number two, now this particular case gives, sorry, please hold on. This particular case gives a rise to the call of people saying social media must be regulated. So do you agree that really, essentially, for our own health, for our own sanity, it should be regulated or moderated, or what we need is just enlightenment. Quickly, in 30 seconds.
Okay, number one, the law is clear. It's 3 years imprisonment, 7 million fine. It can be both. The law can give you both 7 million and 3 years imprisonment. And as regards should social media be regulated, I say a big yes to that. No, I see social media as our community. Do you have regulations in your community? Definitely we do. You cannot come in by 10 to 5 p.m. There are regulations. The government just need to.
But these social media platforms already have regulations.
But
they have their own, way they regulate these things.
But it is not effective. You see what is happening all around. I'm sorry to say, if you check the Twitter, it's turned into something else. It's turned into something else. So the Nigerian government needs to wait in and do something. They just need to sit down, look at what can be done to regulate social media.
All right, Barrister Ayodele Ohiolei, thank you for your time and your take. And of course, everybody hearing and watching us should know that you can't just pick up your device and just go online just because you think you can do that. You must think it through.
Thank you.
Thank you for your take and your time today.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. That conversation was really enlightening and eye-opening, you know.
It's not everything that's what we're posting.
Exactly, especially the fact where he says that as a person, just because you have a phone, you have data, you just retweet what you saw someone else post, just because you believe it's cool.
You just agree with it.
And you just agree with it. And that's why your retweet as where you say quote.
Yeah.
So you can quote the person and say, why did this person do this? I think I wanted to ask him that question, but because of want of time, you know, the Twitter space has this, you can quote the tweet of the person and write on it your own thoughts on the situation. So it doesn't look like you are agreeing with the person.
Your retweeting becoming an endorsement.
Yeah, so but by the time you retweet, it might be an endorsement and you might be going for 7 years or 7 million or 3 years in prison.
Retweeting your way to jail.
Retweeting your way to jail.
Let's be very careful because you know, it is what it is. There is another angle to this, and it's a very interesting one. You don't want to miss it. It's the Morning Spring of Western Spring Television. Let's inform you, we are live on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television as well. We'll be back. All right, you're welcome back. Still about cyber stalking, cyberbullying, some taking action and responsibility, especially in the use of your social media space. That's what we're looking into. We've had the legal angle, and you know, we're moving to the entertainment part now, especially avid users of the social media space for content creation, for entertainment. And we have two gentlemen who are doing well in their own areas of endeavor, you know, bringing joy to the people and, of course, making a living for themselves as well. We are being joined today by Ojo Oladipupo Daniel. I'm sure that name doesn't ring a bell, but the one that rings is the Still Ringing part. And it joins us via Zoom this morning. Still Ringing. How they go?
Good morning.
All right, thank you for joining us. All right, can you hear us?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, you know, off camera, my colleague asked the other time, how come he's still ringing?
If that will ring, you know.
All right, and you know, together with him, we have a digital content creator and an influencer, Ayodele Olumose. He joins us again virtually. Ayodele, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right.
It's good to be here.
Thank you very much. Please hang in there, guys. For viewers watching, you might want to say, what does these guys do? We just want to give you a snippet of what they do so that you know them in their full craft and not just this image of gentlemen that you are seeing this morning. We'll be back.
Shining your light is our goal.
Is a goal.
Who fed 5,000 with just 5 loaves of bread?
Money talole if you did the 5,000, right? Just 5 slices of bread.
Who turned water into a veritable wine?
Talo saw pure water, the vegetable wine.
Who took the troubled one out of distress?
Only Talo saw Omoje SS1, the headmistress. Miracle.
Happy birthday, dear.
Oh, thank you, Hank.
Long life and prosperity. Send your account number now. Let me send you something.
Thank you, bro. Let me send my OPay account because you know these days traditional banks aren't reliable.
I've been brutalized.
Hello? Hello? Agent G, hello?
I think most of us are loyal because we don't have money yet. Some kind of money you touch and just boost your confidence level, and now you want to touch everything, man. I feel like you might still love the same person, but you're going to be promiscuous. It's a guarantee.
All right, there's some deep wordplay there, but the one that caught my fancy with Olumose was the brozoni of somebody. Guys, let's do the business. Let me start with Still Ringing. We're talking about cyber stalking and cyber bullying, hate speech, fake news. You do your craft and then you use the social media. I'm sure on a daily, regularly, apart from stage performance, you put your stuff online. But then, let me ask you, as a celebrity in your own right, has there been times that people come at you, only the name of cruise? Himself, they do cruise. Maybe to say reason him, and you find it not funny.
Yes. Countless times. First of all, let me greet Olumose. Or that means I greet the favorite on the bus.
Chief.
Then, as for your question, yeah, it actually got to a time that my interpreter at the time, which was literally depressed. When I say depressed that we get show. Guys, we don't collect 200K, 10 minutes performance, one redeem church at the place. Let's go and perform now. My guy was so scared that if you leave the house, maybe a group of people are waiting to point one for that. Guy, these things are just criticism, they are just fans saying what everybody has freedom of expressing what they want to say, whether it's good, constructive criticism, or otherwise. Don't let those things get into your mind.
What was the issue then? What was the issue then?
Okay, the issue then was, okay, look at that video you just played. That was AY Live last year at Hotel and Suite. Now, that performance, once you see that I am preaching in English and then my interpreter is interpreting it wrongly in Yoruba, that's how we get our comic vibe. Now, for a whole lot of people in the Christendom, they have different views as to whether that sort of joke, that concept is okay with the church or not. I have done the same performance at Living Free Church, Canaan Land, and then I go to a Redeemed Church and do that same performance, and they curse me. They say I will to hell. And then I go to another church, maybe House on the Rock, and then they say, oh, lovely, this is amazing creativity. Thank you for adding variety to the gospel, to the body of Christ. Then I take that same thing and go to maybe another church, and then they swear at me and do also. It's different strokes for different folks. For me, I'm just doing my thing. I know I'm not cursing God. I'm not insulting anybody. It's just a joke. But you see, people don't know how to take jokes in this part of the world. Well, as long as not be the yap, it's funny to you. But when it's now your turn that they yap you, it becomes that funny, and then you start seeing shows and all of that. So we did a performance, and then right on stage here, the GO person went in order for church. He loved and he embraced it. He said, you guys are lovely, even lay hands or not after we finished. But then, I don't know if it's the immediate assistant or whatever, maybe second in charge, I don't know. He went on that same platform and then he rubbished everything we just did for the past 10 minutes. People were responding to us. Literally our complimentary card. You know, we finished, can I have your card? Can I have your card? In that same service, they were returning it back to us. It was that bad. And so my guy felt depressed. We could not for the next 2-3 shows. I started, telling him from that this work, don't expect that you will be popular and everything, everybody will say nice thing about it. The time will come when they will say, no, you guys are, some people have commented on our stuff online and saying, you guys are supposed to say, if I sit on the road, if I catch you and I'm like, too late to hear me. You understand? So we've seen quite a lot.
So for you, it's just part of the business. Still ringing for you, it's just part of the job. Some people will like you, some people will not like you. You do not care what they say online. But for your friend, it got to him to the extent that he got depressed.
Exactly. For me, I believe that if you want to work in the public space or develop thick skills, because if you let people work diligently, you won't function in this job. You won't. Not everybody with the style of comment. Not everybody, like Olumose said now, some people will say, your content is dry, and some people will like, oh, this guy just loves creativity. It's different strokes for different strokes.
Okay, let's just move very quickly to Olumose. Are you with us, Ayodele Ohiolei?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Very clear. Now, I'd like to ask you, the topic of discussion today is cyberbullying and cyber stalking, what you know. As a content creator, have you experienced any of such where people come on your page, come into your DM, and, they say hurtful words, they insult you, there is, death threats to your life as a result of what you do or the result of you being a celebrity?
Not really, because I believe the kind of content I do is what you would classify as dark humor, risque. So my kind of audience are kind of used to edgy jokes, and they know how to take it well. So, but there are, definitely those kind of people, and I just ignore. I don't let it get to me. Before I started the content, I was already big on digital marketing, and there's really nothing you don't see in the comments when you're trying to sell a product or a service to people. You have all manners of different opinions on your subject matter or whatever it is that you bring to the internet. And one thing I got to understand very early is, however, it doesn't matter as long as you put it out there on the internet, you're giving it out to people to dish out their own opinions. And of course, I do see some people in my comments, especially women, because they're not very happy with some of the contents I do.
Exactly.
But yeah, they air their opinions, very emotionally, and I understand where they're coming from. It's not easy to take edgy jokes. I even get some people who come to my DMs to tell me to repent, to change my ways. And it's laughable, but that's the way they see it, and I allow them express their opinions. I mean, that's the idea of freedom of speech. I'm in no place to enforce the law. I'm giving them an opinion. I'm giving them something to give me an opinion on, and I should take it however they bring it. But what I do not condone is when you start to defame people's personalities because of the content or because of what they put out on the internet. And you see that a lot with the blogs who don't verify information before they post it because they're looking for sensational content to get engagement. And because of that, most of what they put out can be false and unverified. And because of that, nobody should take them serious, But aside that, I think if you're going to be a content creator, definitely you have to develop thick skin it's not going to be easy. I mean, people will see you on the road, your fans are people who don't like you. So you have to be used you have to get used to that. And when you are starting out too, you don't get paid as much as the fame comes in. So people will see you and your lifestyle and be like, you're supposed to be, you know, richer than this. What's going on, you know? And then they make jokes of you. They film you without your knowledge and all of that. So you just have to get used to it. You know, you have to get used to it. And that's why you see a lot of creators go into depression because they can't match up with the fame financially, or they can't take the backlash or the criticism, you know, and then they start to live the fake life, you know, like you want to look better than you actually are because of this feedback you get. And then that also has its own pitfalls, you know, where you don't know what's, you can't match up. At the end of the day, you see that you cannot level up, no matter how hard you try.
All right, Ayodele,
so,
I'll just, let me butt in here. Where do you draw the line? I'm sure you must have heard the case of popular minister Nathaniel Bassi, Pastor Nathaniel Bassi, and also Mr. Chinwo, her husband, Pastor Blessed Uzochika Kwa, and what those trolls are doing concerning when they revealed their baby's face, saying that issue of the child belonging to Nathaniel Bassi, and Pastor Blessed should go do a DNA and all of that. So I'd like to ask if you were in the position, because people are saying, as Christians, they are Christians, they are ministers, they are saying they should let it go, you know, they should forgive and let it go. As an individual, where do you draw the line? Do you think it's something you can let go, or you think it's something you have to pursue with the law?
Well, for normal people, I mean, if you think, you know, Bastin thinks it can help, you know, I think they should pursue it. That's what I think. You cannot come and, like I said, the Femi people shouldn't be part of criticism. If you're going to talk about maybe his music or you don't like his music, that's different. But when you start to make comments like that, like you know for a fact that this child is not his, then you have to go and prove it in court, you know. You have to have evidence. As far as I'm concerned, you have evidence that this child is not his, then prove it in court. And if you can't, you have to dance the music. So I don't agree with anybody being defamed for any reason. It doesn't make any sense now.
Okay. Still ringing. Where do you draw the line? I'm going to ask you that same question before Femi comes back on to ask you questions. Where do you draw the line? It seems you have a thick skin for criticism, unlike your partner. But then, where do you draw the line and start to say, no, I'm not going to take this, I'm going to pursue this with the law?
In the case of Nathaniel Bassi, saying that is not equal to that case. If they forgive, if they should drop the case, that's not forgiveness, that's condoning that because it is that them and it's not anything. We need some people that kind of that
we're having issues with your audio. Still ringing.
You can please speak.
We can barely hear you.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm saying is that if Nathaniel Bassi and Pastor Blessed will let the case go without pursuing, then that's not forgiveness. That's condoning that sort of mediocrity, because it will not stop with them. It will keep happening and happening, because these people just want to be in the news. They just want traction. They want to be talked about. They are just jobless and they need something, some sort of vibe, and you can't use someone else's career, put someone else's family out there, mess them up, and then you want to work on that and gain traction for yourself. No, it is wrong. They need to pursue. They need to jail some people. They need to arrest some people. Some people have to pay, because in this modern age of digital civilization, whatever you say, you can't give back.
That's right.
Ruined.
Yeah, still ringing quickly. Sorry, because of time, we have less than 3 minutes to go. Let me quickly ask you. People will say, for people like you, especially comedians, that you throw jabs at people. You know, the way you say, you yap people, and then you make crews with them, And so when you are given a dose of your medicine, maybe in a way that you don't like, you're not supposed to react. After all, that's what you do for a living. So for you, is it like that, or there is a line for you that must never be crossed?
Yes, there is always a line. Like if I tell you on stage and say, mama, you will make impact. Mommy, want somebody Emma step fast. Some people may not like it as soft as it is. But then don't come into my DM and say, you will go to hell. Your generation, your children, what has that got to do with my children, sir? That's crossing the line.
Yeah.
I hope you get it.
Yeah. All right. That's good to know. So let me ask you now, before we come to Olumose, time is really of essence, and I'm not even liking it at all. What have you been up to? Still ringing. Many persons will say, especially at this part of the world, that of the country rather, we are not in Lagos with you. You've changed interpreters over the time, like 2 or 3. What's going on with the brand, and what do you have right now?
My first interpreter relocated. He lives in Canada for full time now, and then I got another interpreter. I'm just trying to find the perfect guy, and it's never easy because I've worked with my first interpreter for more than a decade before he left, and it's not easy. Sometimes money is an issue. They want to collect 50 with you, and you are writing the script, you are bringing the client. So a lot of things are in between, and yes, sometimes the ministry has to, they have to shake things up, get it right. So actually, I'm trying to join Olumose in his craft. I'm moving into content more.
So are you, the brand Still Ringing, are you in a good place right now, or you are still searching for something to click?
Actually, I have a very good interpreter right now. We are in a good place, just that comedy is what I started with. I may not end with comedy. That's what it is.
So is there something you want to tell us? You can give us an exclusive here.
There's nothing I'm saying right now. I'm just saying that AY started comedy, but AY said to me that if he had his way, he would have just started to film me. So that tells you something. We're always trying to explore the potential we have within. Don't worry, I'm still ringing and ring for a living.
All right, you ring for a living. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Olumose, what's new? What do you have? Any project in your hands? Or you are just digitally creating content and you're at a good place right now?
I'll say I'm hibernating at the moment because I want to pivot. So I'm creating the an environment that would enable me pivot into creating better content and, reaching out to newer audiences. So I would say that's the summary of where I am now.
Okay, and it's good to note that as well. Let me say it for you guys. Anytime you find yourself in Oshobo, please feel free to bump in so that we have, a very good time beyond, just few seconds. And before my colleague will run it off from here, comedy, digital creation, as it is right now, do you think the Nigeria, and I will ask you 10 seconds, do you think the Nigerian community as in full time recognize you as a viable sector of the economy? Let me ask Olumose firstly.
I don't think so, but I would say they are beginning to see some, opportunities in it, as we'll see with the taxing and, Meta now coming into giving creators shared revenue. So it shows that the government is paying attention, and it would really help a lot of creators make better content and, get paid off it, while the government also gets their taxes off it. So I think it's so far so good for me. All right. Your social media handles for people that might want to follow you? Yeah, it's underscore Olumose, OLUMOSE _
All right.
Before the name, yeah.
All right. Still ringing. You think the Nigerian community, you have been in for a while, man, do you think the Nigerian economy, the Nigerian people have started to appreciate you people like this is a sector of the economy, or we are still opening up?
Yes, I think we have recognized those to an extent, but we are still limited. And yes, with time, it gets better and better. If you look at music has left comedy, by distance, but we are catching up. And like I said, when we started doing comedy, we were seen as clowns. But now, you don't see an AY as a clown, you don't see an Alibaba as a clown. You don't see all of people as clowns anymore. We are getting there gradually.
All right, Still Ringing, we appreciate your time on the show this morning, and we pray that you continually ring, and those people that you want them to pick your call will eventually do. Thank you so much for your time, Still Ringing. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And to Ayodele Ohiolei, we also appreciate you this time, digital content creator and influencer. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope that the ladies will come around to appreciate your craft.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to that.
All right, have for yourself a lovely weekend. Okay, so, a wonderful conversation with Still Ringing there, comedian, and Ayodele Ohiolei. And, this is what it is. The digital space has come to stay. Social media has come to stay. It's just what we do with it that matters. And like what you said the other time, do not tweet or retweet your way into prison. Be responsible. Be responsible. Know that, ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
That's right. Femi Ojo is my name. This is the TGIF edition. I was almost forced to roll my sleeves.
I did.
After now. Okay, you did.
I did.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. You have a social media handle screening on your screen.
Yeah.
Big regards to the backroom boys who have been with us all week as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
My name is Evelyn Ohiolei. Stay tuned for Spring Trends coming right after this broadcast.